The footwear market in India is one of the fastest growing retail markets in the country. What was once considered a functional consumer item has now evolved into a coveted fashion accessory. According to industry experts, over 300 million pairs are locally manufactured and sold across the country, making it a multi-billion-dollar industry. But this exponential growth also makes it one of the most polluting industries of recent times. The carbon footprint created by the waste material from the footwear industry is significantly higher than ever before.
If I'm talking about greenhouse gases, in terms of carbon footprint, we are talking about a greenhouse gas that contribute around 1.4% of total emissions, which is credited to footwear industry.
Industry experts are now comparing the environmental impact of India's footwear industry to that of developed countries like the United States of America, where every year an estimated 350 million shoes are dumped in landfills. Most of these shoes are made from synthetic materials like plastic, PVC and rubber that end up clogging the environment.
If they talk about the constituent part of the footwear, mostly if I'm talking about not the upper, the sole is basically made from different types of plastic materials. You have polyurethane, or you have PVC and all those things. So basically that is one of the things which doesn't get absorbed by the environment or biodegrades. And also there is one more very important aspect of these threads are the microfibers, which is going in huge numbers to the environment.
To counter this adverse ecological impact, a new phenomenon of sustainable footwear has emerged in the world market. This new way of shoemaking involves using natural materials that are biodegradable and environmentally friendly. Green Soul is one such sustainable footwear company started by athletes Shrivans Bhandari and Ramesh Dhami.
Being runners, we were very close to shoes, running. We knew that, every 3-4 months we have to change our shoes because they'll still look good, but they lose that cushion and it can cause you injuries if you continue using it for a long period of time. So that's where we thought, let's go deeper into it. I researched and found that there are 350 million shoes which go to landfills each year, and at the same time there are people who are walking barefoot. So this was a clear connect where if we start repairing the shoes, if we start upcycling the shoes, we can prevent them from going to landfills and give it to someone who requires it.
Till date, the company has upcycled over 5 lakh shoes for school-going children in rural India. The entire process is manual, and the endeavor is to upcycle all the usable parts of the shoe and transform it into a functional pair of slippers.
शूज़ हम कलेक्ट करते हैं. कलेक्ट करने के बाद उसके जो पार्ट्स हैं अलग अलग उसमें होता है. लेस का पार्ट अलग होता है और सोल अलग हो जाता है और अपर अलग हो जाता है. सो कैटेगरी करते हैं कौन सा कैटेगरी कितने लेवल में यूज़ हो रहा है, यूज़ करने लायक है. उसको अपसाइकलिंग करने का है तो अपसाइकलिंग करने जैसा तो अपसाइकलिंग में जाता है. जो रिसाइकिल करना है वो रिसाइकिल प्रोसेस में अलग जाता है वो.
The Indian consumer is quite familiar with the idea of repairing old shoes. These small cobbler shops, commonly known as mochis, dotting residential neighborhoods or designated markets, have been our go-to repair solutions for ages. Taking the same idea of recycling a step ahead, the brand has come up with a new line of shoes made from natural materials like hemp, cotton and wine cork.
If you see the fashion industry, it's struggling in sustainability because customers are demanding fast fashion, which requires making things at a huge scale and without knowing what the customer actually wants, which creates a lot of stock which is of no use.
As this concept gains more popularity amongst urban consumers here, a number of entrepreneurs have entered this fast emerging market.
sheet shoe.
Padux is one such Mumbai-based company that makes shoes from discarded tire tubes, cork and fabric.
This, as you're seeing right now, is cut directly from the tire, from the discarded tire that usually lands up in the landfill. If you look at the product here, it's quite raw. It's got a lot of threading and a lot of wiring in it, which makes the product a little difficult to work with. So this is the product that we have developed, the material that we have developed, that we are thinking is going to biodegrade in about 4 years. This is a mixture of tire with some other elements that are recyclable and sustainable.
To craft recycled materials like tires and cork into footwear that can be functional and also stylish seems to be a challenge for the segment. Padux has brought in traditional craftsmen in the hope of achieving both ends.
ट्यूब से भी चप्पल बन सकती है। हमें ये नॉलेज नहीं था कि हम ट्यूब से भी चप्पल कभी बनाएंगे। यहाँ पे आने के बाद पता चला कि हमें ट्यूब से भी चप्पल बनाना एक वो अनुभव है। मार्केट बहुत टफ है, कंपटीशन बहुत है। अगर मार्केट में हम कुछ अलग यूनिक नहीं रखेंगे तो वो हमारा कोई मतलब नहीं है फिर बनाना।
The other challenge is that the focus of these companies is also on making footwear more durable. But that makes it difficult to make the shoe 100% eco-friendly.
No product, in my understanding, is 100% sustainable, because if it's just eco-friendly and not durable, then it's not sustainable, right? So sustainable is a huge umbrella word that has a lot of small features inside it. So we're aiming to keep our products at about 60 to 70% of sustainable. So that is what we're trying to do.
Companies like Padux and Green Sole are also pitching themselves as sustainable alternatives to leather shoes, which make up for nearly 60% of the shoe market in India. The impact of the leather industry on the environment is considered to be significant. The carbon footprint of cow skin leather reportedly has 7 times more climate impact than synthetic leather. However, there are those who still believe that natural leather as a raw material can be as sustainable if the process of manufacturing is made more eco-friendly.
Most of the times you talk about PU leather or one of these vegan leathers. If you actually do a value chain analysis of how much carbon is emitted to create something like that and how much water is wasted, a leather would be a far more superior raw material, because it was already coming from something which is waste. If you breed the cattle just to for leather, it is not economical, because the cost of leather is 3,000 or 4,000 rupees a sheet. Now no farmer will actually rear a cattle, grow it to its size and kill the animal for that. So even its normal economics can make you understand that this is already something which was a waste and was converted, versus something like a PU that actually ejects a lot of these chemicals that are irreversible. So in a way, from a consumer's point of view, they don't really do the rational analysis of that material. They just think that it's not from an animal, so it will be sustainable.
However, the argument that leather can be a sustainable byproduct of the meat industry is not quite holding ground, particularly with the urban youth who are increasingly moving towards more environmentally conscious products despite the high cost of owning them.
I personally have stopped using leather for about say 5-6 years, and I don't think I'm missing out on anything. I think I get everything which I used to get before. When I wear things which are sustainable, I feel good myself. So yeah, that's a win-win for me.
This change in the consumer's mindset to accept the cost to their pocket versus the cost to the environment is a big boost for those in the business of making sustainable footwear. In the long term, however, the best possible way to minimize carbon footprint, experts tell us, would be when consumers buy less shoes and recycle what they already own.
If I'm using like 10 pairs of shoes, I need to get down to 2 pairs. But then why I will get the 2 pairs? Will it fulfill all my needs? That also we need to understand. So in the design level, we'll have to think from the customer's point of view, like one shoe can fall into multiple categories and how it will be done.
Thanks for watching Eco India. If you like the story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Scroll.in on YouTube.